on the Venezuela-Colombia relationship. I'm joined by Joseph Humire, Executive Director at the Center for a Secure Free Society. He's joining us from Panama City, Panama. Joseph, thank you for joining us. I understand you just met with Enrique Capriles yesterday. What was on his mind?
Well, thank you, Elaine. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I actually didn't meet with him privately. I was part of some of the speeches that he gave. And, I think it's, exactly as the reporter just said, he's on an international campaign, not just regional campaign. I think he's trying to get some international attention to the crisis in Venezuela, not just the political crisis, which is kind of the illegitimate regime of Nicolas Maduro, but he also wants to bring some attention to the economic scarcity that's happening right now in Venezuela. So I think, Enrique Capriles is trying to bring a coalition, get some supporters, and bring some attention to some of the situation that's happening in Venezuela. That's needs it warrants to have more discussion and more attention.
Do you think that he is concerned at all about any kind of repercussions he may face once he goes back to Venezuela? Is he concerned about Colombia's relationship with Venezuela at this point?
Well, it's a bit of a risk, and I think, meeting with Santos obviously had some inherent risk to that. Nicolas Maduro, being a part of the Chavez regime, he naturally has alliances with the FARC, and as we know, the FARC is in ongoing peace process with the Colombian government. So, there was a risk on Santos's part, there was a risk on Enrique Capriles' part to damage that process, and I think that there is some inherent danger to that. But it was a calculated risk, and I think on Santos' part, they very much are looking forward to kind of figure out how to, maneuver with Venezuela. It's a new regime. It's a new administration, so they need to know, what exactly are all the political players happening. And so I don't think it was a bad move on Santos' part, but definitely a risky one.
But I want you to add to that, because by meeting with him, does it appear that he would take Capriles more seriously than President Maduro of Venezuela at this point? He's met with Capriles, but not Maduro.
Yeah, it could definitely send that signal to Venezuela. But I think one of the other inherently risky part is a couple of days before actually this meeting, there was some credible threats, and I was in Bogota, Colombia at the time, and there were some credible threats that there might be a FARC attack on other, not on the Colombian government, but on members that have been opposed to the peace process, members such as the former President Alva Uribe, the former Minister Fernando Londoño, who was actually attacked a year ago. And so there was a credible threat to this peace process, and I think part of the meeting may have discussed some of what was going on sort of behind the scenes. And I think Nicolas Maduro kind of he has that control, and I'm pretty sure he has that connection to the FARC that he can get through the back channel and find out what if anything is not going in their favor, they can perhaps make do on that threat.
All right, Joseph Humire, joining us live from Panama City, Panama. We appreciate your insight.